Well, first of all, Mr. Guffey, I'd have to take great exception with your comments on this is some sort of assault on labor, whether it's in Wisconsin or in or this hearing. Mr. Guffey, do you know what the financial difference is between the states and the federal government is?
The big difference, and there is not a whole lot of difference. The American taxpayers pay the cost for both.
Yeah,
but and you have to have taxpayers employed to pay the taxes so the payroll can be done.
That's true, and we've spent the last several years paying people not to work, rewarding failure and penalizing success, and we've been great keeping the unemployment up about 10%. Not to mention other areas that are 20 and 30%. The big difference is that the federal government, we just keep printing the money. If you go out the door here and go down the end and go out on Independence, you can almost hear those presses going day and night, printing funny money. We've indebted this country $5.3 trillion in, what, 24, 30 months. We're borrowing. So the big difference is that the states have to have a balanced budget. We're printing the money, okay? So the states, you call this an assault on labor, but they're making tough decisions dealing with their biggest cost factor, which is their employee base. And it's not pleasant for anybody. This is not a hearing that's intended to do an assault on labor. Do you know how much we're borrowing for every dollar we're spending, Mr. Guffey?
Way too much. The economy
it's
should
about
be
about 42 to 43 cents per dollar we're borrowing, most of it from foreign sources. This is not an assault on labor. You know, I'm in the transportation area. We used to have we kept firemen on trains, even though we didn't use coal or anything. We had to fire for many years. We had conductors and cabooses, even though we had adopted electronic means of communicating with the train workmen. You're aware that it wasn't an assault on labor when we had to eliminate some of those positions. Would you say that was an assault on labor?
Well, when you use 70-year-old examples, I don't think that I can't relate to some of those 70-year-old examples.
Well, again, okay, let's use a modern example. They're telling me they can run the post office with 400,000 people, and I have 572,000. I've got to make some changes. Is it just make work? I mean, more and more is going over this. They're even going to this. When they go to this, they'll need fewer than the 400,000.
You can order your medicines over that, but you cannot get them delivered to your home.
Well,
the mail volume is going to change. True. The type of mail is going to change.
That's true, and that's why I usually use FedEx or UPS. But this is no affront. I love postal people. George Coleman was my postman for 17 years. He went on to be the mayor of DeBerry. My postman who came to our home in upstate New York wrote me a birthday card till the year he died. I can't think of people I like better than some of the postal workers I know.
We try.
But this is not an assault on them. This is a change in the whole dynamics of communication and our society. And we've stopped feeding. We can't feed dinosaurs. We can't afford to do that. So again, Ben Franklin, was the postmaster in 1775, appointed by. In 1775, it was interesting. Ben actually arranged to have mail delivered from Philadelphia to New York in same-day service. Did you know that?
Yes, but he did it as the King's representing postmaster, not as the United States postmaster.
Yes, I know, but he could still do it, and even though he had the position, I think his son had the position, they could deliver the mail with same-day service, which we still can't do today in the United States. But what you have to do is adapt, and the post office is becoming a dinosaur and will soon be extinct if it doesn't adapt.
And we're working very hard to adapt with the Postal
The money
Service.
tree in the backyard died, and we've got to find a better way to deal with a $6 billion, and your $15 billion credit limit or whatever it is about to run out, and there's no more coming from here.